I think the most enjoyable aspect of learning a language to me, and I'm sure it has its roots when I was a kid and speaking Spanish to my friends at school, so my parents wouldn't understand me. I always really liked the element of secrecy that knowing another language allows you to have. On the other hand, though, sometimes I would get into situations, especially when I was traveling on my own, where people would expect that I didn't know how to speak other languages, and so I would be in situations where people were talking about me or talking about me and other people in my friend group, thinking that we couldn't understand. And I always took great pleasure in being the person to burst their bubble and to show them that I really did know the language that they were speaking. And one of those experiences was when I was 18 and traveling alone for the first time. I had been in Spain, and that was really the moment when I began to feel that I really was fluent and just could defend myself fully in Spanish. And I went to London to catch up with another friend from Barnard, and she was studying there over the summer. And I was going to meet her on the subway, on the underground in London. And when I was stepping onto the train, I fell over and I totally wiped out on this train. And I was mortified. I was alone. I had all these bags that I was carrying. I had just come from the airport, and there were these two men who were sitting, across the aisle, and started just making fun of me in Spanish. And just saying actually really mean really mean things about, oh, this girl doesn't know where she's going, et cetera, et cetera. And I sat there, I collected myself, and I had like a bleeding cut on my knee, and I sat across from them, and I sat there listening for a while, and as I didn't say anything to them until I was getting off the train, and I looked at them and I smiled, and they were like, what? And I said to them in Spanish, like, I hope you have a great night, or something like that. And they looked at me and they were just horrified to realize that they had completely underestimated my ability to understand them. So moments like that are really gratifying when you realize that language actually gives you the power not only to understand other people, but to defend yourself and to project yourself in a different way. So I always had really fun experiences with not deception per se, but I really like to burst people's bubbles and be like, oh yeah, I do understand you.